Going on, Pop Chat friends? We have made it to Friday. As always, isn't this the best way to wrap up your week? I mean, I'm biased, but I love just coming on here with you and going over what went down for the week and hearing what you guys all have to say about it. Today's Pop Chat is going to be interesting. It feels more like a show and tell. There's a lot of stuff I have to show you. We have like a few different video clips and things to really just look at and discuss together. And yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Especially on the heels of last week. I hope everyone had a great time when Ryan from Zapier joined us. He was just hilarious and so fun. Yes, we're going to talk about this, Jared. Happy Pokemon Day. Yukti from Zapier is here, of course. Special thanks to our sponsor, Zapier. Joshua, Friday. It's always a Friday when you're here. Amazing. Yes, we made it. Hey, Amy. You guys, always great to see your faces. So we're going to just jump into things. Why not? Hope everyone had a great week. If you haven't already, go ahead and tell us who you are, what you do, and where you're joining from. And let's make some connections here in the chat. Let's regroup, friends. Here we go. We're going to put Zapier over there. Gibson's here. Chris, I don't remember when you posted this, but I think you did a challenge, like a personal challenge for yourself for copywriting, where you were trying to avoid saying the words join us. And I hope you know, I think about that every time I promote Pop Chat. I'm like, what can I say instead of join us for Pop Chat? What is a more compelling call to action? And it's really hard. So if anyone has any advice for how to encourage more people to come and hang out with us besides saying, join us for Pop Chat, I am all ears. But thank you, Chris, because you are challenging me to be better and make more interesting calls to action. So great to see you. I wanted to let you know that I think about that all the time. So say hello. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Brianne Fleming. I am a marketer, but also a fangirl at heart. And here at Pop Chat, we combine those two things, marketing and pop culture. And we discuss content and different campaigns and movies, sports. We've got all of it, especially in today's show. So stay tuned. Also, the trivia today for Zapier merch. I don't know if Jason Rocco is here yet, but the trivia today, I had to up the ante a little bit. It is like a two-part question. So stay tuned, get ready. We want to give away some Zapier merch. I know Yukti is at the ready to send that to you. And congrats to Jared for winning last week. Super exciting. So yes, unlike my beloved Backstreet Boys say, I do care who you are, where you're from, and what you do. So let us know in the chat. Kyle is here. I feel like it's been a while. We need to catch up. But so great to see you. Friday. Chris says, LOL, when I was at the library, everything was join us for, and I still find myself actively working around it. Yes, I'm trying to figure out some rewrites to make it more interesting. We need some of Jason's Wi-Fi. Yeah, whatever his Wi-Fi network is. Maybe that'll be a good icebreaker question. Don't tell me yet, but maybe for next week, I'll ask all of you, what is the name of your Wi-Fi? Like your personal network at your house? That's always fun. Kathy Ann is here from Dundee, Scotland, marketer and lecturer. Happy Friday. And if you haven't yet, say hello to Yukti from Zapier. Yukti, remind me where this photo was taken. I know you were working remotely, which gives you so much freedom to work in beautiful places like this, but remind me where this gorgeous scenery is. Jason will get this no matter what. We need to just, I mean, thankfully, he's been a gentleman and I haven't had to send him, we haven't had to send him 10 boxes of Zapier merch. We're spreading the love, but Jason is a time traveler. We stand no chance. Yeah, he travels into the future. Crazy. So, someone's at my doorbell. Someone's at my door. Who could it be? What is Pop Chat? It's a place where we hang out. It's a fusion of marketing, pop culture, all the fun things. And because of that, we get to know each other beyond our jobs. Noah is here. I bet Noah has some great calls to action for how to promote Pop Chat instead of saying, oh, my husband just texted me and said it's UPS. He checked the camera. Perfect. What did I order now? That is the question. Noah, with your smart brain and your new role at Loose Cannon Company and your new marketing agency with Brianna, I need some help removing the call to action. Join us from my vocabulary. Yes, Pop Chat started when Jared was in grad school in 2020. Oh, this is in India, the Himalaya. Oh, gorgeous. We've all got to do a Pop Chat retreat over there one day. So the way it works, be you, share your thoughts, and just connect with others. We're here to have fun. There is no gatekeeping. There is no single authority. Pop into Pop Chat. You know, it's so simple and it's so genius. Joshua is a social media strategist from Ohio in the B2B space. Let's connect. Yes, Joshua, are you keeping up with Love is Blind Ohio right now? Ghost purchasing. What did I order from UPS? But maybe you'll get some Zapier merch delivered to your door. They're our sponsors today. Whoops, we don't want to skip Zapier. What is Zapier? It is just this magical platform that connects all of your platforms. Let me know in the chat if you've tried Zapier, if you've been working on some automations to save you time and make your lives easier. It is a place where you can get all of your apps and platforms to talk to each other, so you can get really sophisticated in things that you can just work through and happen automatically, and it functions in the background. There are over 8,000 integrations, and I'm going to show you one today. It's a fun one. It actually has to do with cooking. So stay tuned. It's Friday. We've got your appetites going. It's lunchtime over here on the East Coast. Oh, the YouTube stream is a little ahead. Okay, Amy's got some tips for how to work the trivia. Jared's in Colorado looking to get back into a full-time job. Yes, and Jared loves the Olympics. Jared, any updates on how the Paralympics are going? I have not been following, but it's been on my list. Pop and lock in. I was ready to pop, lock, and drop it as a millennial to Pop Chat every Friday at 10 a.m. First one's free. Yes. Second one, you know, you're a brand loyalist. You get to also have that for free. BOGO. Don't miss this. Worked as an opportunity. Yes, I like that. Really, why are people missing Pop Chat? I'm glad all of you are the smart ones and we're all here to hang out. So keep the ideas coming. I appreciate it. So what is something you collect? That is my icebreaker question for you guys today. And it's also in the spirit of National Pokemon Day that Jared mentioned. So I'm curious, any Pokemon fans, any collectors? If not, what do you collect? Oh, the Paralympics start next Friday. Okay, good. Glad there's a little break in between. Kyle, you know, I am not up to speed on traders. I've never seen an episode. I don't really understand the premise. I know it has reality stars and you know, they're competing for something. I don't understand how it works. Oh my God, Alyssa Liu, incredible. Incredible. I've watched it quite a few times. Our Ice Queen. We love the Olympics. But I did see who was in the headlines. Oh, I saw something about Mark Ballas from Dancing with the Stars, who I didn't know was on it. I'm so behind on traders, but I will be prepared next week. Yeah, Monique, hopefully I won't give you any spoilers today. Chris is from Jacksonville, Florida. Oh, favorite part of the week. Thank you so much. You can't say pop it without saying pop, lock, and drop. Exactly. My millennials in the chat, we know this. You know, the school dance, we were pop, lock, and dropping it. Still need to finish the episode. Yeah, I need to watch it. I love reality, like especially trash reality TV. So who are some of the contestants this time? All I know is I saw Colton Underwood. I saw a headline about him and Mark Ballas. You will love it. The question is, can I get my husband into it? I have gotten him into some really great TV. against his will, but he ends up liking it in the end. So Alyssa Liu's social media following went from 300K before the Olympics to 5 million. Jared, we love a fun fact, especially about social media. So thank you. Now the question is, are they going to get her on Dancing with the Stars? She is a big get. So who knows? Over 100 Sunny Angels at this point. Lots of random toy dolls and trinkets. I'm a sucker for trinkets as well. And I know I've mentioned it here that I'm packing up this office soon because I'm going to move the baby in here. And I had to pack up a lot of my trinkets. Look, my Backstreet Boy Funkos are gone. I had to put the Backstreet Boys away. But they're in a safe space. If Connor Story doesn't play Ilya Malinin on SNL this weekend, I will throw a fit. Is this the Harry Styles weekend? Who's hosting? We've got Love Island. Brianna's here. Brianna, I have your package. Stay tuned. You will be glued. You know, I need something to watch when I'm awake for 2 a.m. feedings. Or in last night's case, 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. So that's why I'm dragging today. We see the dark circles. I need a manicure in the worst way. Like Mama is on the struggle bus. We need Ilya on Dancing with the Stars. Yes, we need the redemption story. Kathy Ann, I collect coffee mugs and books wherever I go. I love that. I love like something you collect when you travel. Those are fun. I tried to get into ornaments. It's not going so well, but virtual Pokemon. She can't do dancing because it's during skating season. Oh, so does that mean Ilya's out as well? Old school pepper grinders. I love fresh cracked pepper on everything. That is another fun fact that I'm learning about you, Joshua. That is, I love like niche knowledge about my friends. So fun. And yeah, while we're going over this, yeah, why don't I open this package from Brianna? She sent a little gift to, you can see it says Baby Zap Zap. Baby Zapier. What is it going to be? Thank you, Brianna. That is like the sweetest thing. What's it going to be? Am I going to cry? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to cry. Oh, it's a Backstreet Boys onesie. And you know what? Today is National Retro Day. And this is a really retro. This is an old school Backstreet Boys logo. Like, oh my God, I love everything about this. Thank you so much. He is going to rock this, whether he likes it or not. And good, it's up to 6 months because he's a big baby. So this will actually fit him. Thank you so much. You know, if I haven't really posted his picture anywhere, and I don't think I plan to, but part of me really wants to tweet a picture of him wearing that to the Backstreet Boys and hope that they send us to their concert with the baby, you know? Ilya is out for Dancing with the Stars. Since he's in his prime. Yeah, he's gonna go for another run, don't you think? Chris collects puzzles. Oh, mechanical puzzles like Rubik's Cubes, wrought iron. You know, Chris, maybe we need to have you on Pop Chat Live like this and time you and see how fast you could do your Rubik's Cube. Ilya Redemption. Isn't it cute? Thank you, Brianna. Seriously. We've got a Zapier onesie. This kid is going to be the coolest kid on the block. Monique collects magnets and clipper lighters. What's a clipper lighter? Magnets when you travel is good because it's not going to take up too much space in your suitcase. But yes, if you guys aren't following Brianna, make sure you do. She not only is an incredibly kind person, as you can see, but she and Noah here have just started their own agency. And if you guys want to tell the group about it, they actually do have, or they did have, my friend has one, Backstreet Boy adult pajama onesies. They're fleece and they have their faces all over them. So I will send it to you. I don't think it's in their online shop anymore. Hold on. I'm going to be way off topic today, you guys. Let's see. I'll look for it later, but it was red and they had a green one. You also can go to the website Bums and Roses and they have some there too. Anywho, Okay, moving on. Let's get these slides back up. Today in pop culture history, what was going on? An agency, I know, aren't they the coolest? They've gotten their first client, all kinds of cool things. And if any of you else, any of you else, if anyone else here is doing cool things like starting an agency or you have something you want to share, please do it. Tell Aunt Yapper hopes he loves the Backstreets Back as much as we do. Yes. I'm raising my kids to be millennials, so my first foray into collecting was music boxes. Ooh, I bet those are maybe worth something these days. Anyway, speaking of reality TV, JWoww, the iconic JWoww from Jersey Shore, is 41 today. And we also have her pictured here with the iconic duck phone, which, if you don't know, the duck phone was actually an accident on Jersey Shore. It was already there on set, and then the producers meant to remove it, and then they completely forgot. This is what I've heard. And now it's like an iconic symbol of the show. But I also bring this up because did anyone see this week that Snooki announced that she has cervical cancer? Thankfully, it's stage 1. They caught it early, but she kind of posted her own little PSA encouraging women to get their tests and to, get ahead of things. But this is also one thing I love about pop culture is that, you might think this is trash reality television, but people can use their platform for awareness for great causes like this. So we're wishing her well, stage 1. But yeah, and I want to say she's 37, 38 maybe. So very young. We've all got to get our testing and screening. So sending love to Snooki. Happy birthday, Jenny. Iconic. So many of the best Jersey Shore quotes are from Jenny. Did not have JWoww reference on my bingo card for the day. Yeah, so if it wasn't on your agenda, go ahead and wish JWoww a happy birthday on her Instagram, I'm sure. Best wishes to Snooki, yes. Okay, Jared, today's your day. National Retro Day, but also Pokemon Day. What does that entail? Is it just, are there events around the world? Are there trading events? I'm sure there's all kinds of Pokemon Day festivities going on. At the top of the hour, I mentioned that today was like a show and tell type of pop chat. And speaking of Pokemon Day, did anyone see what United Airlines did? Jersey Shore is so deep. If you rewatch it in 2026, the world was way too mean to the women on the show. Yes. And the Ron Sam relationship, I can't even believe that went on that long. And it was so toxic. But yeah, I love a Jersey Shore rewatch for some brain rot. Did anyone see this? How can I make this full screen? Hold on. Let's try that.
We learned that you recently lost your collection of Pokemon cards. All of us United were able to come together, donate a few cards, and we'd like to help you start a new collection.
Thank you so much. Is this the best day of your life, Reed? Yes.
Reed had misplaced his binder full of beloved Pokemon cards.
These cards were his life. We were on a United plane when we realized we didn't have them on us, and so there wasn't a whole lot we could do. We were heartbroken.
I posted something to an online forum seeking assistance looking for the cards in the airport. The way that the airline community rallied was just astounding.
When a child loses something special to them, it can really make or break their spirit. So I just thought I'd go home and ask my boys, hey, there was a boy who lost his cards. Would you like to give? And they said yes.
Whoa!
You know what? This is just one binder, and we got a couple more binders for you too.
It's more than 15,000.
What? Wow. This is heavy.
I knew I was holding on to those Pokemon cards for some reason, and 20, 30 years later, I was finally able to put them towards a good cause.
I love this so much.
Watching the United community rally around getting these cards into Reed's hand has been so wonderful.
Contributing to this event on behalf of United and showing Reed and his family that we are an airline who cares about our customers was the best feeling. And that's what we mean when we say good leads the way.
Wow.
There we go. Isn't it beautiful? I'm a little misty too. Jesse's here. I don't know if you caught that. It's National Pokemon Day, and coincidentally, United gifted 15,000 Pokemon cards to this sweet little boy who left his binder at the airport with all his beloved Pokemon cards. So beautiful. I sometimes feel more companies should utilize the Pokemon anniversary. Yeah, if you see anyone posting from the brand account, the only one I've seen is is United. But such a sweet story, had to share it. And then I don't know how we got on the subject of Pokemon. That does rule, doesn't it? Last week we were talking about Pokemon, and I mentioned this throwback of from Pop Chat in 2022 when my husband texted me mid Pop Chat and said he found this Charizard card, and I freaked out. I found the tweets. Such a cool story, at least for me, I think so. He had a first edition Charizard that he found during 2022. Let's move Zapier back over here, friends. Yeah, so I almost just stopped Pop Chat because I thought we were rich, but sadly it was not in mint condition. Had it been, it would have been worth like 400K. because it's like the card, I'm told. Any Pokemon geeks, please weigh in. But he got it graded, and they rated it a 4 out of 10. So he was able to sell it for like $5,000, which is nothing to scoff at. But I wish it was in perfect condition. I might not be here. No, I would still do Pop Chat. Okay, anyway, Pop Culture Rewind. On this day in the year 2000, J-Lo wore the dress. The iconic Versace dress that if you didn't know, I feel like this is common knowledge, but maybe it's just common knowledge in my brain. This dress inspired Google to create Google Images because so many people were, buzzing about it and wanting and hearing about this dress, but didn't have a way to go back and look at it. Couldn't rewind their TVs at the time. So Google was like, hey, how can we make images more searchable? Generational Pokemon love is so deep and such a warm way to share youth, isn't it? It's so sweet. It's so sweet. Kind of how I feel about the Backstreet Boys, but it's very different. The little sister was adorable. So something cool, when J-Lo did her residency in Las Vegas, she had this dress on display, and I have a picture with it, but I did not put it in here. But yeah, that's the dress 26 years ago. Okay, moving on. Really? Yeah, you didn't know that? Yay, someone didn't know. I'm glad that this was new information to someone. Because yeah, I feel like that's an old fact, but I always want to make sure I'm trying to share new cool things with you guys. So thank you, Jennifer. Trey Parker wore the dress. Did not see that. Jerry Halliwell, Ginger Spice, wore it as well during that era. So you can look that up, see who wore it better. Couldn't rewind. I know. You had to be recording on your VCR to go back and see the dress. Team USA, both men's and women's hockey win gold. But I want to talk about, of course, this photo. If you didn't know, the photographer behind this photo that is just everywhere is a woman named Elsa Garrison from Getty Images. And I think this picture is going to go down in history, but I wanted to share that there was this other picture floating around my Twitter feed, and it says, Jack Hughes, this is the coldest photo in American sports history. And I had to do a double take because I was like, oh, that is pretty cool. But of course, it's AI. So someone retweeted it. This isn't the coolest photo in American sports history. It's AI. It's not art. It's trash. There were also some reports about like a Colgate ad that showed like a smile, and it was, it was like a white smile, and it was Jack Hughes, and that wasn't real either. So look out. We're getting duped. We're getting duped a little bit here and there by AI. We're going to talk about AI and the great things it can do, but sometimes, you don't mess with something that's iconic like that, and a real person. I think that's where AI draws the line, is like when you're trying to make a fake photo of a real person. I don't like that. Yay, Jennifer. USA is trying to go 3 for 3 in men's sled hockey to get a gold medal in men's and women's hockey and in sled hockey at the Paralympics. Oh, that is really cool. I'll have to make sure I watch that. That would be pretty historic, I imagine. Jack and his missing teeth versus Quinn and his ghost. The Hughes are a quirky bunch. I did not hear about Quinn and his ghost. That's his brother, Quinn Hughes. Is that? I know he has a brother. Shame on me. I don't know the brother's name. But now I'm intrigued. I need to know what's the deal with the ghosts. Was there like some superstition about the game that he had? But my question and the discussion that I want to talk about is Mike Tirico from NBC, as he signed off from the Olympics. It was pretty much right after the hockey game. And he had this really poignant speech that kind of just came to him, and it went viral. He said, so for all the young people out there, not just the hockey, but all the Olympics you've watched, those dreams are formed now. Go chase them and go get them, he says, because our country loves sports and it brings us together unlike anything else. And I think all countries love sports. That's what's so amazing about the Olympics, is that we get to, we feel this unity with other countries, and it's so special. He always looks kind of spaced out. The Hughes. Oh, Quinn spaces out a lot during games, and people started making jokes that he was out there seeing ghosts. Oh no. Mike is a goat. So my question is inspired by Mike Tirico. My question is, what makes certain sports or pop culture moments so unifying? If you had to put it into words, what is it about experiencing these types of things that unifies us? Whether it's, just our friends and family, or feeling this unification across a country or across the world. Like sports can do that. What is it, if you had to articulate it? What is it about these moments that make us feel so connected? Went to the Oscars. Wow. What year was that? Was that right after? Was that in the early 2000s, Chris? Did not know that. I wish I can copy and paste this link from. Oh, no, I thought my phone was on D&D. Let's go fix that while you guys are answering this question. The Hughes mama is a coach for the women's team and won silver, I think, when she was on my team, when she was on the team at the Olympics. What? So they have deep-rooted hockey love. I think that's so interesting when you find your passion because of something that your parents instilled in you. Lathan's here. I know that was the case for Ilya, right? His parents were skaters. Lathan's here. How was your birthday, Lathan? He says, I think the more people that experience it, the more connection is made. I also think it has to transcend fandom. Non-fans also have to start caring. Ooh, I really love that distinction. So not that I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm not, yeah, I guess I'm a fan of hockey, but I don't follow it. And yeah, I think I get what you're saying. Like, we all, whether you watch hockey or not, this moment brought us all up to speed, and we're all talking about it, at least in America. I know we've got some international folks here. Feels like we're all on the same team. Ooh, we love a pun, Joshua. Yes, we're all rooting for the same team. Yeah. The fact that so many people can relate to it and talk about it adds to the excitement. Yeah, I think you guys are onto something here, that sports in particular, there's an outcome that we're all waiting for and hoping for together. And when it happens, it's like this really joyous moment. Whereas, music or other things in pop culture, that can unify us. But I think you're right. I wasn't sure I agreed that sports necessarily does it better than anything else in pop culture, but I think that aspect of it, of us rooting and hoping for something together, is a little more powerful. Kathy Ann says it builds community around a shared love, joy, and experience that brings us a common feeling. So it is your team in the Olympics or World Cup. Yes, beautifully said. My sisters don't even watch the Olympics, but came to me online for what they saw on TikTok and Reddit. Yeah, it's unifying families even. Tribalism? Sports speak to your lizard brain. So that's why people get so excited. Tribalism. There you go. Yeah. Your lizard brain. Yeah. So it was a beautiful thing. I'm sorry if we have any Canadians here, but silver is still damn good. Poignant or clever tie-in his networks. Let me read this. Poignant or clever tie-in his network's Love Will Keep Us Together ad campaign for watching the games together on Comcast. I'm struggling. Poignant or clever tie-in his network's Love Will Keep Us Together ad campaign for watching the games together on Comcast, NBC, Universal, that ran all throughout the games. Who are we talking about? Is this Mike Tirico? NBC? That's so funny. I'll have to go and look at that photo. The only sport I watch is knitting. There should be a gold medal for knitting. Monday after the men's hockey win, saw so many people at the grocery store wear their hockey jersey. That's really sweet. Really sweet. We love sports. Go sports. Okay. Now shifting gears to Jeopardy. Canada did great. They honestly should have won that game, but Helbiuk was an absolute monster in the crease. Is that the goalie? Oh no, Jason's here. Everyone get your trivia fingers ready. Happy to see you, Jason. Especially in today's fragmented content consumption world, sports remains the only show you must see live. So everyone is watching together at that moment. Ooh, that does change things. I miss true appointment television. And yeah, sports you have to watch live. Otherwise, you see a spoiler. It's like, I'm not watching it now. Okay. So speaking of, well, no, I don't want to use that transition. We're going to talk about Ryan Gosling. Did anyone see Ryan Gosling on Jeopardy? Jason, we figured out your secret. Today's trivia question, if you missed it, is two-pronged. So it's a bit of a challenge. I don't know if anyone's going to get it. We'll have to see. So Ryan Gosling was on Jeopardy. I'm going to go ahead and do a little show and tell again and hit play if you haven't seen it.
Our final Jeopardy category today is medicine, and our champion Ryan is in the lead. Let's reveal the clue. This specific type of injury has made news at least since 1967, when it happened to Red Sox star Jim Lonborg. 30 seconds, players. Good luck.
Oh, no? All right.
We'll begin on the end with Laura Sanzo in third place with 11,400. What did you write down, Laura? You came up with what is Tommy John, and I'm afraid that's incorrect. How much did you wager? Oh, you wagered everything, so your score will drop to 0. Michael Harris in the middle was in second place with 14,200. What response did you come up with, Michael? What is ACL? That is correct, anterior cruciate ligament. You're going to add to that score. What did you wager, Michael? $14,000 takes you to 28,200. And for the moment, you are in the lead over our champion, Ryan Gosling with 25,600. What did Ryan write down? He wrote down, what is IDK? He didn't know and I'm told by our judges, we will accept that. An ACL tear is also known as an IDK, internal derangement of the knee. Well done, Ryan. What did you wager? Everything. You double your score to 51,200. Ryan Gosling, congratulations. What a Hail Mary from our champion, Ryan Gosling.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us today on Jeopardy. We'll see you next time.
Okay. This is why I'm not on Jeopardy. I didn't know it either. So yeah, what do we think about this? Lathan's on to something here. Wait, what? That's crazy. An IDK is also, yeah, an acronym for knee injury. So it turns out this was actually, this is probably scripted. What in the Slumdog Millionaire? Please tell me this was fake. Apparently it was. So it is promo for his new movie, Hail Mary, or Project Hail Mary, Rage Bait. Is for his movie. Yeah, I fell for it too, but my initial reaction was, wait, why is he the only celebrity? And I told my husband, I was like, yeah, did you see Ryan Gosling was on, on Jeopardy? But I was confused because there were no other celebrities. And he's like, not everyone is an A-lister. He's like, maybe you just don't know them. It's like, I don't know. And then he watched it and he goes, oh, this is an ad. Like, oh. Yeah, and then he told me it's a whole book. I don't think it actually aired on TV. I think this was only a social media play because I saw they tweeted it. But how brilliant. So to Lathan's point, he said, I saw this. I thought it was a great way to promote the movie, but I'm not sure it really hits the Hail Mary concept they were going for, but it certainly got attention. Yeah, there was a tweet I wanted to share from my friend Moshe, who said kind of the same thing. I don't think I added it in here though, but like the relevance of Hail Mary in the movie wasn't quite there. I hate Rage Bait. But it's Ryan Gosling. You can't hate anything with Ryan Gosling. The book is phenomenal. Yeah, so the movie comes out this year. And yeah, so I kind of just wanted to know what you all think about it. Did you fall for it like I did? Do you think it made sense? Any other thoughts? You all have kind of been sharing your thoughts, but if you have anything else to add, please go for it. But I'm going to move on. We're going to talk about Pink. Pink had to shut down fake news about her separation from her husband, Carey Hart. This was put out there as a People magazine exclusive. This was everywhere. Pink separates from her husband after 20 years. La, la, la. And she posted on Instagram, she was like, thank you, People magazine, for letting me know that I've separated from my husband. Do my children know? Like all this stuff. And what really, so she refuted it and said that they're still together, but what really bothered me about this is People magazine updated the article. It says the Grammy winner then posted a video on Instagram refuting the separation and calling it fake news. Yet they kept this headline. They still reported on it. Sure, they added that she said it's not true, but if anyone sees the link or sees the article, like everyone does, or, how fake news spreads like wildfire on Facebook specifically, no one's going to click and read the article. So I really took issue with that they updated the article itself, but not the actual headline. That seems a little shady to me. So my question for you is just about trust and trust in general in journalism and social media and us sharing content, and we need to verify its authenticity. How do you decide if a source is trustworthy. Yeah, what source? That just messes up the SEO since they didn't change the headline. Yeah, maybe they still wanted to be found when people are searching like pink marriage separation, and they wanted it to be one of the things that still pops up. I like where your head's at, Jared. Why didn't they fact check? I know, like, and her Instagram, when she posted it, she's like I've always said, if you don't hear it directly from me, don't believe it. So, yeah. What do we think? What do we think? Got to get those clicks. Yeah, Kathy, I'm not a fan of the Ryan Gosling. Try not to piss off your fans. See, I felt like it was harmless though. I've seen some rage bait that like really, really swindles people. I don't trust anything anymore. Everything is AI or a rumor for clicks or rage bait or publicity stunts like Ryan Gosling just did. Yeah, that seems to be kind of the theme today. Lathan nailed it. It was so fun because it was Ryan Gosling, but to be honest, the Hail Mary concept is pretty subtle in the book, not a spoiler. Okay. Yes, maybe there needed to be a stronger tie-in there. Lathan says, go to multiple sources and do not share until you know for sure, but it's close to impossible to trust anything anymore. Being from a news background, Jared says, never going back. I learned to verify sources after you hear it from 3 respected, accurate sources. Yeah, right. It needs to just say from sources, plural. Never trust AI slop. Yes, there's a lot of slop out there. And thankfully, our friends at Zapier help you sift through the slop and do AI right. We're going to talk about that later. I trust if I read multiple places rather than just one. If it's on the internet, it's true. You know what, Noah? I heard that that's an Abraham Lincoln quote. He once said, if it's on the internet. I stole that from a meme, but I love it. Don't ever use TMZ as your accurate source. Oh, what is going on at TMZ? Man, oh man. All right, friends. As always, on Fridays, I want to hear some good news from you. So share something you have going on. Share some good news. We need some feel-good content in the chat. Jennifer says, could go down a rabbit hole with this one. We live in an age where we can't trust what we see. Just had the example of an AI-generated post and where people can post crazy batshit and there are no consequences. And look what it's done to us as a nation. Oh, boy. This is the slipperiest slope, isn't it? Monique says, I think it's more important to have strong media literacy skills so that you can look at multiple sources and make your own judgments. This is so true. And I'm honestly disappointed in myself with some of the things that I've fallen for. I should have seen through that Ryan Gosling thing right away. Or, I think it crossed my mind that gold medal image was AI, but I was just kind of like, this is kind of cool. And I like to think I'm pretty media literate, but sometimes it's just really hard to tell. Pinterest, by the way, has become a gold mine for fake images of celebrities. I have a lot of Britney Spears pins on my board, and my feed is all images of her that look so good that I know are not real. So if you haven't been on Pinterest in a while, it's a little scary. All right. But share some Feel Good Friday stuff. I know my chat is sometimes delayed. Yeah. All right. Are we ready for our pop quiz? I'm going to make the question even bigger here because, like I said, it's a 2-parter. Okay. And it's kind of hard. And the question itself is a mouthful, but we've got to give away some Zapier merch. And I had to up the ante, like I said. Feel Good Friday. My birthday is in March. Hopefully looking to get a job in March. That's the spirit. Happy early birthday, Jared. Is it on a Friday? Reddit seems to be a place where you can often uncover fake news and info quickly. Not saying believe everything in Reddit, but the conversation environment there tends to scope things out early and first. Yes, that is a good thought. And also community notes on Twitter has been good for that. Oh, come check out the Facebook group I just started for Soapbox. What is Soapbox? I want to know what that is first. Reddit literacy is a skill in itself. I need to spend more time on Reddit. What subreddits are you on? Joshua said, my daughter, Ayla, just turned 1 on Wednesday. Her birthday party is tomorrow. Ayla in Wonderland is the theme. Oh, you're going to have a really special weekend. I love that for you. Yeah, what is soapbox? I don't like not knowing. I like to be in the know, and you all teach me so many things. Especially with my mom brain, I'm out of touch a little more than I'd like to be. But are we ready for the pop quiz? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. -1. In February 1996, so this is a callback to today in pop culture history, because on this day in 1996, Alanis Morissette became the youngest artist to win Album of the Year at the Grammys at age 22. Which two artists broke her record? One in 2010 and one in 2020. I'm looking for both names in your answer. The first person that gets it. So Alanis was the youngest in 2022, but two artists broke her record. One in 2020, one in 2010 and one in 2020. So who are those two artists that won Album of the Year and were younger than 22? A hair and body care brand. Ooh. You're working for them, Amy? Oh man. Yeah, we need Jeopardy music. I'm just reading your responses here. Do 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 do. I'm gonna give you guys a few more. A few more seconds. Ooh, Chris hopped over to X. Hopping around. We're going to give away some Zapier merch. Okay. Well, I see the right answers in the chat. The answer is Taylor Swift, who was 20 at the time, and Billie Eilish, who won at 19. Although it should have been Slipknot and Limp Bizkit. So, yeah. You guys, everyone who got it right has already won trivia before, I think. Chris, you've won before, right? Joshua said one's got to be Taylor Swift. Maybe we, since everyone's won before, maybe we give Joshua the prize because he's 50% right. And that counts for something. So Yuki and I will discuss this, but yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Jason, Monique, and Chris, even Kathy Ann, have all won Zapier merch before. And yeah, it could be Slipknot and Limp Bizkit. It should have been. So Yuki and I will regroup and see how we want to do this. But I thought this was going to be a hard one, and you guys are on it. I should have known. So some Zapier merch is coming in hot. We will pick a winner. But speaking of Zapier, and I think we've kind of touched on this already, but their question for all of you here is, what's a hot take about AI that's unpopular, spicy, or out there? You all have been kind of sounding off on your real thoughts about AI. We need to give it to Noah for the amazing answer. Too funny. Yeah, so Yuki and I will be in touch. What's a hot take about 50% of the time, every time? We love a movie quote. What's a hot take you have about AI that's unpopular, spicy, or out there? Just wanted to beat Jason. That's why you hopped over to X, to see if that was streaming a little bit faster. I love it. I like your tactics. you need questions that require votes, I think. So not the fastest, but most popular. Ooh, yeah, maybe I can have you guys pick like a favorite and vote something. Yeah, it's been fun. So what's a hot take you have about AI that's unpopular, spicy, or out there? I had one. What are my thoughts on this? I mean, I think the theme has been don't use AI for imagery, but I don't know if I agree with that entirely. I think what I said earlier is don't use AI to represent an image of a real person. That's just yeah, not fair to that person. But if you want to use it to create like a stock photo type of thing, I'm good with that. Hot take about AI. I never understood at my old job people couldn't function without AI. I know. I don't want to get to that point where I can't think for myself. If you ignore the fact that it can destroy the world as a novelty, AI is fun to play with. It is fun. Let's admit it. It's draining our fresh water. Lots of mixed opinions on it. Ooh, yes. We've been using AI on images for way longer than we want to admit. Facetune. Ooh, I like that callback. Yeah, it's like, how is it any different than maybe photoshopping some things and making fake stuff? Like we've always had the ability to generate fake imagery, but now it's much more accessible. AI is not the enemy. Oligarchs being in charge is the reason it will destroy the world. Ooh, this is getting ominous. Ooh. I feel like most opinions on AI are spicy and out there. Yeah, especially since it still feels like, I mean, maybe it's not as new as we think, but people are still learning to adopt it. So, yeah. Well, we're going to have a great transition because if this is feeling ominous, like AI is, going to take over the world. First of all, go watch Zapier's latest LinkedIn post where the spot, it kind of starts off feeling like AI is going to replace our jobs and it's this doom and gloom. And then they really flip it on how it actually helps us. So, but speaking of spicy, let's talk about how Zapier can help you in the kitchen a little bit. So it's not just for your marketing projects. Even on a personal note, if you have recipes that are scattered across apps and websites, that's me, and then I never cook any of them because I'm overwhelmed, then you can integrate this Zap where you automatically collect all your bookmarked recipes into one central place for easy access and meal planning. And then you can even like create cool recipe lists, not recipe, like ingredient lists and stuff. So if you make this Zap, the trigger that you'll set up is you have a new recipe that's bookmarked, whether it's in Pocket, Pinterest, or an RSS feed. And then Zapier will save the link, ingredients, and notes to Notion or Google Sheets. So it helps kind of distill it down and take all of those recipes out of your bookmarks, if you will, and make them more approachable. So all your recipes are in one place, making it easy to browse, plan meals, and cook. Yay. So what are we making? It will destroy our environment, melt our brains, and rule the world. No. If AI never says no to your shitty ideas and all you've done is automate a little bit. I'll read anything out loud, it seems. Oh, Noah. Too funny. But yes, go ahead. You can try it now. Eucthese dropped the link. If you haven't created your free account on Zapier to get started and try out all these cool things, you can use Copilot to just describe what you want to do. It's going to be fun. Oh, and ping Eucthese if you get stuck somewhere. She's the automation wizard. Amazing. I have literally 20,000 cottage cheese recipes. I don't want to get on a tangent here, but can we talk about cottage cheese? Because I did not like it until last month when I was in the hospital. I had a baby, and for some reason, my stomach, I was on a lot of meds and stuff. I couldn't really eat anything heavy. And cottage cheese was the only thing that appealed to me. It was on the hospital menu, cottage cheese and fruit. And now I like it. And now I'm introduced to this whole new world where I like cottage cheese. So Joshua, please enlighten me if you have if you have any good ones. Hot take, AI is not taking people's jobs. It's taking away tasks that should be automated and offering people the opportunity to do all that not urgent, important work that can really make an impact and difference. Oh, yes. Chris, you're going to get my sparkle sounds. Oops, Britney Spears is still playing. I love that mindset. I think that's a really healthy way to approach it, and I hope you're right. And I think that's really been my experience. It's just the fact that it saves time and allows me to just do things better. I can't ignore the protein gains. Yes. Another debate in my house is like, because my husband just recently started having cottage cheese too, and he likes his savory. Like he puts salsa in it, and I only have it sweet with fruit in it. It's just like a blank canvas, isn't it? Hospitals love to give people cottage cheese. I'm learning this. All right, let's wrap up with some industry news. What? Cottage cheese is so popular in India. 80% of our population is vegetarian. It's a staple for us. Please send me your recipes and I will bookmark them and create this Zap and make a lot of stuff. I didn't know that. Thank you, Yukti. That's really interesting. Maybe next pop chat, I will share some recipes with you. We could just crowdsource and all submit one. That could be our trivia. We could vote who had the best cottage cheese recipe to bring to the chat, the most appetizing, and they will win the Zapier merch. Did we figure it out? Did we figure it out? So Jason, start researching. Cottage cheese paneer, cottage cheese butter masala for the win. Savory all day. I'm going to stay on track as we wrap up with this last question, but my goodness, I am enlightened. Thank you all. Okay, some cool news. Gen Z is bringing back DVDs and Blu-ray. They don't want to keep up with streaming anymore because they feel like you just spend all this time browsing around and you end up just rewatching an old show anyway, and that they're recreating this experience of going to a video store, which I guess they still exist, and getting some movies. Oh, sorry, Chris. Sorry you got to run, but I get it. Mixed cottage cheese and yogurt and blueberries daily. Yep, that's what I've been having pretty much. But I add honey to mine for a little sweetness. Cottage cheese. The other day, my wife said it was the same as eating plain yogurt off a plate. They do feel really similar. The Daisy cottage cheese commercial. Do a dollop, do a dollop. I only know the sour cream commercial. I love paneer. Okay, now I really want to go have Indian food. Sounds amazing. Streaming platforms, they got rid of their A to Z catalog. You need physical media. Yeah, so there's just something about creating that experience. Jason would still win. If your favorite show disappears off streaming, how do you watch it? It's a good question. I had some shows on DVD and I've been throwing them away in the spirit of making space because I can stream it, but I still have all my physical media, CDs, DVDs, records, cassette tapes. I still have CDs. They're bringing back iPods? What? That sounds like bliss, like just having a device that's very stripped down. I think I need a flip phone sometimes. Okay, so let's articulate this. Why do trends disappear only to come back later? What drives their resurgence in culture? Why are things cyclical? This is our last question at 2:00 on the dot. Stick around, folks. Jared, when are you going to start your own live stream about streaming? The reason I buy vinyl isn't because it's cool, it's because I own that record. Whereas Spotify, I don't own any of that. Oh, is this the rented land argument, but with Spotify? That's mind-blowing. So going back to our icebreaker question, I I collect vinyl records as well, sort of. I have a small collection, but I don't open them. Is that lame? I don't open and listen to them. They're just for show. It's so silly. Jason says, I purchased a few shows on disc because they kept bouncing around various streamers. Yes, that happens. It leaves one platform, goes to another. Really frustrating. Ooh, what's a Sansa clip? Is it similar to hit clips? Dropped it into the tub. What is a Sansa clip? Streaming did it by removing favorites. And what is the value proposition? So you want the security that comes with owning your own. Also, it might even be cheaper than getting all the services. This is bringing me to a callback where last week I told you guys I was watching Dawson's Creek for the first time, and he's such a movie buff, and he does James Van Der Beek's character has like movie night, and it's very old school. I don't open my vinyl either. What's wrong with us? Is that like, isn't that the fun of it? Right now they're all in, well, I just packed them in a box because like I said, I'm packing up my office. So what good is that? Monique says, when things get too popular, it gets annoying. When it's been too long, we yearn for the nostalgia that the said thing brings. Yes. And I think it's interesting that different generations bring back trends, because maybe for millennials or Gen X or other generations that had, the video store experience and physical media for movies and stuff, like we've had that experience. So Gen Z is wanting to go back and experience something that they never had the chance to. They weren't even born yet. So I think that's part of it. They have this interest in the past. I love my vinyl, maybe because maybe because I refurbished a 70s vinyl cab and it still works perfectly. That is so cool. I think you need to make a LinkedIn post about it, Kyle. It was an MP3 player, cheaper than an iPod. Ooh, got to listen to them to get the full effect. Dua Lipa Future Nostalgia on vinyl is fire. Ugh. I really want to get Folklore on vinyl because I listen to that every time it rains. And I feel like just putting on like a record player and the rain, and yeah, it's a vibe. I miss my Video Now. What is Video Now? I know now that's what I call music. Gen Z doesn't want to be called iPad kids anymore, so they're looking at the old media. Yeah, I don't think that's a joke, actually, Jared. And speaking of Pinterest, I did see a headline that there's a huge uptick on Pinterest in parents searching like screen-free activities for their kids. So hopefully the iPad kid thing is on its way out, actually. Wouldn't open it either. Think about how much mint condition vinyls are making my cousin cha-ching. Okay. Good to know. Some of them are limited edition Urban Outfitters versions. Yeah. It's discover the past, maybe a bit of rebelling against the present. Well said. Well said. No, you're good. You're good. I'm on like no sleep, so I get it. All right, friends. Thank you so much for joining as always. Thank you to Zapier for being with us today. Thank you for the cottage cheese recipe inspiration and that zap that we're all going to go make to save our recipes. If you try it, let me know if you do any fun stuff in the kitchen this weekend. But I hope this was a fun break in your day. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Yukthi, thank you so much. Let's connect on that merch and how we want to divvy that out. I'm going to have to just keep leveling up this trivia, aren't I? So thank you all so much for the inspo and the ideas. And like I said, special thanks to our sponsor, Zapier. You can go ahead and scan this QR code to give them a try. Yes, bye all. Happy Friday. This is just so fun. Thank you. You all are the best. I'll see you next week. Love people turning to social media and screens to find screen-free activities. That is funny. But I guess it's better because the adults are the ones the ones doing the scrolling. All right, friends. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Have an awesome weekend.